involved in this type of business now for 17 years. I wasn't expecting to be so. I was starting out as a 19-year-old broke college student at UC Berkeley, completely clueless. I thought I wanted to be a medical doctor because I'm Asian, and that's what you're supposed to do, you know? And what happened though is I got introduced to a concept like this, and I met a mentor, and he was young and successful, and he just thought differently. And I'm like, I never thought that you could do anything different. I don't know if any of you guys have ever struggled with that yourself too. I thought I was just kind of a byproduct of where I was raised and everything. I didn't know you could change. But he introduced me to the concept of business. He introduced me to the concept of freedom. And I got fascinated. I said, man, if I could learn that, if I can do that, why not? So I got started. I sucked for a long time, but there was good training, there was a good system. And over the last 17 years, it's been an absolute godsend. Most recently, these last couple of years, what we're going to introduce you today is the most exciting system in business and opportunity that we've seen, especially for today. And we've literally seen 10x growth in the last year or two, just within this organization as well, of normal average day people, moms, dads, working people, entrepreneurs, whoever it is, coming together on this mission, transforming the world, and of course, being able to impact their lives as well too. So we're going to talk about what that all is about. All right. So to start, we got this. We all have different goals. And I wonder, I love some participation on this in the chat below. What would you like more of right now in your life? Is it more money, time, purpose? Put a one if it's more money, a two if it's more time, a three if it's more purpose, or a 10 if it's all three. I think we're all looking for very similar things, right? And whatever it is that we want, like for me, I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I want to enjoy life, I want to do something fun, I want to do it with great people. I want all of these things so we can experience more of that. I love travel. So, what is the best vehicle to be able to do that? Well, we believe that what we're sharing with you today, partnership marketing, is the best way to do it today. Why? It is the best combination of online business and network marketing and affiliate marketing and e-commerce and so many different aspects where you too can actually do something significant. We'll dive into exactly how that works, but I do want to introduce you to some special people who founded this entire mission. We have Darren Zobrist on the left here, and we got John Wadsworth on the right. We had the opportunity now. We've hung out with them extensively. Some of us were just in Maui. Tami was in Maui with us, for example, and we were hanging out with John Wadsworth. Yesterday, literally, a couple of us were just hanging out with Darren Zobrist. But it's important that you know who is leading the charge. John's background, he had sold $3 billion worth of a health drink called Mirinda Noni for almost 30 years. Darren Zobrist is known for his amazing business skills. He built a giant business. He was in Goldman Sachs. Like they combined together and they built this mission called Partner Co. And with that, they are spreading this message all around the world. And the cool thing is now, as you see this, it's only been 3 years, but a lot's already happened since they started that mission. To talk more about exactly what we do, because we have two pieces. We want to power health and prosperity. Who here want the piece of both more? You know, it's like that means a good life. But to talk about the health side, I have the honor of introducing you to somebody that I'm telling you, when I hang around her, when I hang around her husband, I feel guilty almost because they walk the talk. They are literally the healthiest people on the planet that I know. They are sharing the message all the time. I want to be healthier and more vibrant when I'm around them. But to talk about this piece, I'd love to introduce you to the one, the only, Miss Fran. Welcome to the call.
Hi, aloha everybody. I'm just really glad that I'm here. I got this opportunity to share our testimony for both me and my husband. So I'm a mother of five and I'm also a grandmother of 11. I recently turned 60 last year. So, thinking about our health for both me and my husband, we just really wanted to get healthy. We weren't getting any younger. So these this product that I'm gonna talk about later, literally just kind of fell in our lap. My sister came in from the Big Island. She literally was showing me what she had. I was curious. And at that time, my husband and I wanted to change our lifestyle. We started eating healthier. We started eating plant-based food. We just made a whole change with our life and for the better. But with these products here, we first started off with the drops. My husband and I so far lost a total of 70 plus pounds and 35 inches together. So it's always great to do the the drops with a partner. It's always much better to have somebody else accountable, like, hey, don't forget to take your drops, just a little reminder. So that really worked good for both of us. And, it was a really good decision that we made together. Now, we have more energy, less inflammation. And if you look at these pictures that we have, our before and after pictures, we actually didn't think that we actually thought we looked okay. Like, I was like, oh, we're good, we're healthy, but we weren't. We both have health issues that run on both sides of our family. But after taking the drops, we had better sleep. Our inflammation was down. We feel amazing. For my husband, his A1C went down, blood pressure. For me, my hormones improved, and we did have like one cheat day out of the week, so that was really good. We could eat different sweets like in moderation. And we also after we've lost the weight, we've gotten healthy. We said to ourselves, you know what, we need to share this. We need to share this with others because this product works. We're excited to let everybody know that, hey, there's something out there that's natural that can help you. So we first started with the drops and then didn't know that we had so much other amazing products. So right here, our Slenderize Drops is a viral body balancing drop system. And it says here that we sold over 100 sets of Slenderize Drops, but total to date, we sold well over 2 million. So this is really amazing here. This product works. Everybody loves it that tries it. So all it is you take it 10 minutes before breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's a two-part system. So the first set would be the Slenderex drops. You just put it under your tongue for a minimum of 10 to 30 seconds. Swallow it, wait 10 more minutes, and take the second set, which is Accelerate, and you're good to go. You can eat immediately after. So this is a homeopathic and stimulant-free set of drops. It's been around 13 plus years of proven success. It balances your hormones, which for me, I really needed that. And I didn't know that much about hormones till I started taking these drops. So, we have a lot of great training, and it's really good to know, what you're really putting in your body. It has a mood enhancing and focus. It reduces your cravings. It regulates digestion and also clean energy boosts. And it's hormone free, gluten free, and all natural. And next up, we have the science of.
I'll bring that back up. What
Okay.
else would you like to discuss? Because you have so much experience. I know you're talking about the drops and everything. That's like a good intro one. What do you think's made the products different out of, because I imagine you being in Hawaii, there's a lot of wellness stuff that's out there as well too. But what about the products here has made it special or unique or something you can trust? Any notes on that?
For me and my husband, so my husband, he likes to dissect ingredients. Like if you know him, he's just gonna go through everything and see like if it's good or not for your body. He doesn't like to put any kind of pharmaceutical stuff in your body as well. Like he just dissects everything. So he read about it, like he seriously went through all of it, and he's like, okay, yeah, let's do it. So that's the best part, especially with what's out there right now. There's a lot of other synthetic items that are out there, and you really don't want to put that in your body. So we and his doctor actually did give him an option if he wanted to do that, and he said no. But with these drops, we didn't realize how quick it would work. We just followed the process, made sure we did our three clear drops 3 times a day, and the darker one, the accelerate twice a day. We followed the process. We made sure that we followed the food guidelines, and these are our results. So it's really simple. And if you want to get healthy, if you want to change your lifestyle, it's also good to follow the food guideline that we have.
Mm,
Everything's there for you, and they even have a section of foods to avoid as well. So that really helped a lot.
I love that. Speaking of your husband, I think he's on the line. Do you want to introduce your hubby?
Oh, yes, sure, sure. So, this is my husband, Maka. I'm so happy that he's able to come on. He's actually in Alaska right now visiting his sisters and his mom. So I kind of asked him, I was like, hey, honey, I'm going to be talking and doing a presentation. Would you mind coming up and sharing your testimony? Because his testimony is really, really strong. So, I'm just really proud of him, and he can, about him sharing his results and also wanting to help others. Okay, honey, take it away.
How's it, guys? You guys
You're
You're
breaking up.
can hear me, honey?
You're breaking up a little.
Yeah, I think the location where I'm at. Yeah. Hold on. Sorry,
we
got
hear
bad
you.
signal here. What about now? Can you guys hear me better?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're good.
Okay. Hi. Let me go sit down over here. Oh, sorry. You can hear better now, James.
Yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to share, my testimony on this journey for me. Yeah, my wife asked me to talk, but I don't like to talk. Yeah, but anyway, if this can motivate some people, then then by all means. But you know, um, about 20 years ago, I was diagnosed with high blood pressure, cholesterol, pre-diabetes, and my father had passed away. He's going on 3 years of complication of diabetes. He had his 2 foot amputated, and I remember getting a text from him showing me his foot before and after the amputation. So that kind of scared me. So you know, I decided to try better myself, especially my health. So this has been a health and spiritual journey, for myself. So I started this drops about a year ago. Like my wife said, is that I we started a plant-based food program. So I think in the first 2 months, I was able to lose just over 30 pounds. And I think before I started these drops, I was at 230 pounds. Currently, I'm at 170 pounds. So, the weight part for me, losing it wasn't too hard for me, but managing the weight, it's been a struggle, but I kept I'm managing the weight now. I've been off of the drops here and then because I'm able um to eat healthy, and I understand how my body works now. Yeah, I cut out all the sugar, meats, and I think that's about it. And I feel great. I notice when I do eat sugar and meat, my is I got like brain fog. But now I cut out all the meats and sugar. It's a spiritual journey. Everything is clearer now. I hear birds chirping. So I'm glad, and like my wife said, I don't. You can see all the medication that was in 3 months. But can you imagine, 20 years of people being on those medication, what it would do to your body? My doctors never understood why I stopped taking those medication about 17 years ago, and I'm glad, I did. And, that's about it.
Congratulations. How amazing.
Thank you.
Who here agrees that Maka is one sexy man?
Oh shoot.
That's incredible. And I didn't know what this photo was at first, but this is all the meds. That's crazy. But and nothing we say you're meant to treat, cure, diagnose anything, but it's amazing when you get well from the inside out. So, Fran, how awesome is it? You and your hubby are literally living testimonials of the power of what this can do. So, we've had a lot of others that are on this program as well too that do phenomenal things as well too. So, stories like this, dependent on your background. But Fran, it's not just about weight loss; it's about health from the inside out. There's also another product that you're really a big fan on as well. Can you speak on the power of noni?
Sure. Sure, I'd be happy to. So for us here, not too sure if in the States you guys have this, but for us here, Polynesians, Asians, we actually used to, well, as a teen, I took noni. My grandmother used to make us take noni. And I just wanted to share a really short story. So my sister got cancer back in the 90s, and that's when we pretty much started taking the noni, but it wasn't like this here. It was just the noni. My grandmother would put it in the jar on the roof, and then we would take it like every day, like a shot glass. So it was really it didn't taste like how it tastes now,
It's
but
not a good tasting fruit, by the way,
it's
guys.
not. Yeah, so we did mix it with a little bit of prune juice, but that's what we used to take. And you know what? I want to say back in the 90s, my sister, her cancer was stage 4, but she did manage with the pain part, you know, just to, it helped her with the pain part, and she actually got to spend a little bit more time with us. So we
Mhm.
believe that was a little bit of help there with the noni. And so, and it also helps with cholesterol as well. So my husband and I, we take it every day. If we're not one sachet, we take two. Sometimes we take 3 or 4. It tastes really good. But those are there's many different uh, things that it can help with. And to date, they sold over 200 million bottles. Can you imagine that? That's a lot of bottles sold. And it helps
Mm,
with your immune and wellness. It reduces stress. It improves your energy level. For joint support, helps you with fighting free radicals, mood
mm,
balancing, and it also improves chronic conditions. So this right here is like the Tahitians call it medicine. So,
mm,
for us here in Hawaii, like this item here, I really like, everybody loves it. They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know it tastes that well. I said, yeah, just put it in the refrigerator and you're good
mm,
to go. Just grab a pack and you're good to go. So
mm,
this is really amazing. I'm so proud to say that our company has this here, and we're the only one that
mm.
has this Tahitian noni.
Wow, so big. Guys, who here, after hearing any of the products that Fran just talked about, can think of even one person that can benefit from any of them? Put a one in the comments if you can think about that. And thank you, Fran, for your incredible story and
Thank
just for being
you.
a beacon of
James, like,
hope. Yeah, Maka,
can I add something?
of course.
Can I add something? James, when I was on this food plant-based program,
Mm,
I think it was a 4-month program. So I think we had something like 20 students in it. So at the end of the program, everyone was lost about 6 to 8 pounds in the 4 months, but I dropped almost 30 pounds. But they never understood why, um, I lost that much weight. But doing when I was on that food program, I was also on top of the drops.
mm,
So with that being said, you know, the drops really do work. Plus eating healthy.
mm,
Yeah. And then as of today, we got a couple of people in the food program is actually on top of the drops today
mm.
also. So I
Wow.
just wanted to share that with everyone out there.
The secret sauce.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Secret
Congrats,
sauce,
Maka.
exactly.
Thank you, Fran. I
Thank
love it. I
you.
love it. Absolutely. So, guys, it's important when you take a look at an opportunity, when you take a look at what you want to do, when you focus on impact, income comes, is something I've learned. Who here likes to help people? Like you love that feeling, just like what Maka was saying. And I could, Fran's helping people all the time, for example. That feeling of when someone comes up to you and say, thank you for changing my life. you know? But what if there's a way that by doing that in this opportunity, you can actually make some extra money as well too? That's really as simple as it gets. So I have to bring up another amazing leader. We've known her for gosh, 5 years plus. We've gone back and forth. I've seen her. What I what I appreciate the most about Tammy, she's a licensed reflexologist. She loves health and wellness. She walks the talk, but she leads from the front all the time. She's always improving, and she is a believer in her mission, her cause, and her passion, building some incredible things around the world and especially in her area. But Tammy, welcome and thank you so much for being on.
Hi, thank you. I am on a mission. I am on a mission to help other people know that we have holistic options to health and healing. That is truly what is my mission. But I have this slide here. I wanted to introduce and talk about the company through my journey here. I've been here for 5 years, and it's been a wonderful 5 years. But just so you know a little bit of my background, right before my 5 years, I was with another health and wellness company for 3 years. Nothing like this on a completely different level, but they don't even compare. Prior to that, I was in the corporate world for 25 years. And in my 25 years, it was always in the health industry. So I've always been connected to health. I didn't know it then, but I got buried in that corporate cycle, wishing I could do something more meaningful. And I was either overqualified or underqualified to take my career to the next level. And it always felt restrictive. So I saw James on a friend's podcast, and I discovered the drops as one of the products. And the drops for me, I won't elaborate, but they have been huge. I did post, this is one of the transformations I had. That one is your picturesque before and after. That was 8 pounds in about a month. My whole family have used the drops as well. I have a 22-year-old son and a 19-year-old daughter, and they've used the drops, and it's been life-changing for all of us. In fact, my husband even won one of the challenges contests for losing weight. Um, so throughout my 5 years, I just turned 52. I've encountered different seasons of my life over the last 5 years. One of the things is weight loss. Another reason was actually for helping my thyroid. And helping my thyroid was a huge, I would say my number one reason why I started the drops was I was on a mission to get off of my thyroid meds because, like Maca, I didn't want to be on medications for life. The doctors told me I would be on them for life. I was on a mission, and the drops have helped enable me to do that as one of my supports. Coming in August will be 1 year since I am thyroid medicine free. I am so excited about that. But also during this, so I use the drops throughout as assistance in thyroid because it's one of the things it does. And then just to speak on a little bit of a different level, I'm very modest and very private about this, and I'm happy to share details. But I've also encountered this lovely thing called perimenopause, and it hit me very hard. I struggled with very extreme cycle irregularities. And when I was scared, I didn't know what to do. I called the doctor. Doctor's appointments were months away. I remembered the drops help balance hormones. And within days, I had relief, I had calmness. I felt like, okay, these drops are going to take care of me during this time. So, super grateful for this tool in my pocket and how wonderful I get to build a business around the drops. People are looking for this. I'm not the only one struggling with thyroid, perimenopause, weight, mood. I mean, all these things, they address so many issues across the board, men, women, old, young. So that is truly, as James mentioned, you want to build a business around something that's in demand. So there it is right there. But I want to also share, after launching my business here, James invited me to an event. We actually have an event coming up in about 3 months, and if you want to be on the map and take a piece of this company that is really going somewhere, you can slot yourself in. Go to the event, see what's happening, connect with everybody there. But this picture down in the bottom right is me growing a team. That is my team of 25 that I brought to what we call PXP. And while I was growing a business, I was helping people. What we do here is we introduce the products to people. They get their own transformation. They're being elevated in their lifestyle, in their health, and we help them reach something that we call top pay. It's called ultimate. And everybody here in this bottom picture reached ultimate because they want the top pay. They want to share products with people and they want the best payoff for that. And I didn't even know all those people, all those 25 people, but when you start sharing with somebody and then they start sharing with somebody, they start sharing with somebody, those people I met through this business and we became a family. Um, so they're growing their business and they're elevating their lifestyle too. But um, okay, so along the way, I'm going to share that top right picture where I'm holding up a paper. You can't see it, but there's tears rolling down my eyes of pride and happiness. Um, Along the way, while growing this business, loving holistic wellness, being really now close to these holistic products, and you get to learn our company. You don't just get products and then you just sell them. You learn the lifestyle. We have so many other products that we haven't even mentioned, and you get to learn the benefits of gut health and how it helps all things in life. You get to learn the benefits of brain health with our products. So naturally, you're hungry for more information, and Partner Co. uncovered a stuffed down dream that I had of becoming a holistic practitioner. So thank you, Partner Co., for unburying a dream. I went back to school and became a nationally board certified reflexologist. James called it license. It's way further than that. Feet are amazing. That's a whole other hour-long story. Um, but I do think Partner Co. because they're a vehicle. They're not just you don't have to make them everything. You can do it alongside your other passions and weave it in. So now I weave these two businesses together. Yes, nationally board certified. And I take that very seriously. I could practice anywhere all over the nation. Anyway, so I weave my two businesses together now. And you know what's quite amazing? So as a reflexologist, I work on people's feet. I won't tell you what reflexology is, but I don't get paid unless I have my hands on somebody's feet. And I love this business. I love it so much. In fact, I will say I launched my reflexology business 2 years after being in Partner Co., like seamlessly, because here you learn about entrepreneurship, you learn about networking, and you learn so many skills. You learn the power of networking, leadership, organization, generating leads. You learn so many things. We have the best leadership and systems to teach that, ingrain that into you, which, by the way, are massive good roles and behaviors to teach your kids. So now that I've got this business, I'm really even more appreciating Partner Co. because you get to leverage your time and your effort here at Partner Co. There were so many months where I was entrenched in my reflexology training and my clients, and I'm still getting paid over here from Partner Co. So because I have customers on subscriptions, which we have amazing subscription, what do you call it? Pricing. You get perks for being on subscription. And so you're also being surrounded by people who elevate you. They elevate you, they elevate your lifestyle. And so that's this other picture over here. While working my business over several years, I was earning points, that the company is one of the ways the company pays you. I think we get paid like 8 different ways. And one of them is you get paid commissions on products that you sell. You get paid commissions on your team's efforts, and you get paid uh, like you get banked points that accumulate, and so you don't lose them. They accumulate, and then you get to turn them in for points to incentive trips. So that's me and my husband just 2 weeks ago. We are in Maui. I got to bring my husband. The year before, I earned a trip to Punta Cana, the Dominican Republic. I never would have even planned a vacation. I just wouldn't have stopped life to plan it. And so this forces you to elevate your lifestyle. It also opens your dreams. Yeah, who wants to travel? I know. My husband would never plan a trip like this. That's not one thing he's good at, but he loves Maui. He's bragging about Maui now. And so I'm trying to think of what else I missed here. I covered Ultimate. I covered the compensation plan, products that are in demand. Um, I want to end, and maybe I'll circle back and talk about a few other things, James, if I missed it. But I
Mm.
do want to end with a story. This last picture I want to cover is me and Darren. Now that is in Maui, and it's not really that rare to go up to the owner of one of the owners of this company and just take a picture. Like he's there to chat with you. James briefly mentioned about these two phenomenal people who started this company. They're brilliant, they're strategists. John, the other one, has been in the field for 25 or more years. Now, last night, Darren happened to be in the area and we got to meet up with him for dinner. And I was sharing some of my favorite things. We get paid to live healthy. Okay, we're using these products. We get paid to learn about how to be healthier and teach other people to be healthier. We also get paid to increase our longevity. Are you increasing your longevity at your job? I don't think so. I'm sure that you're not. Very rare if you are. And so, truly, you are in a room with people who are elevating, and they're elevating their life and they're elevating each other. It's contagious, really. So, last night, um, okay, we were talking, real talk here with Darren, and he was telling us he was at this event. The reason that he came out here was to go to this direct sales news event. And what this means is all of the CEOs from a variety of other network marketing companies who are, by the way, most likely in direct competition with us. Okay. But he is there. And I was so intrigued by this. Like, you talk to them? Are you sharing, conversations with them? Yes. Thank you, James. This was such a great and intimate conversation. By the way, that is his amazing son, Dexter, who just joined in on the conversation as well. But Darren was describing his strategies to become a 100-year company. Now, this isn't just a tagline. This is not something they're just like, oh, a 100-year company. They're not just throwing it out there. He's been in the trenches. He's helped grow these types of long-term um, ever-growing companies. And he was talking about his 100-year vision. And then I was asking questions about how are you talking to all of these other CEOs? What are they like? And he said, I'll tell you one thing. Even though we've only been around Partner Co. for 3 years, he says, everybody has their eye on us. And he says, I stand out like a sore thumb because I'm not talking about how to get products out there real fast to make a quick buck and, quickly get everybody money. No, he's talking, and he went into a little bit more depth, but he's talking about how to endure and how to grow strategically for the long run. And what does that do? That's good for him, but that's good for us. That's good for everybody we want to bring here because we can feel safe. we can feel secure, we can feel excited about where we're going. We're going to be here for 100 years. So I'm pretty excited about that. Who's that young guy? Lucas? You should be excited about that because if you come here, you can have your, or Eric. Is it Eric? I can't remember your name.
It was Lucas, you're right.
You, it was, I thought it was Lucas. Anyway, it's very, very exciting. So, um, I feel proud and excited to have him represent something that's so different from everybody else. I personally, growing up, I never liked doing all the things that everybody liked to do. I liked to be a little bit different. So I leave it at that, James. If there's anything I forgot or
Beautiful.
questions you have.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Who here loves to be a part of something bigger than yourself? Right? Like there's many ways to make money, there's many ways to get healthier, but there's not many ways to make a true impact. So when you have all that together under one house, guys, it is incredible. So thank you, Tammy. What a beautiful story. You really do encapsulate and embody what Partner Co is and who we are. And that's the lifestyle. By the way, who here wouldn't mind winning a trip like Tammy's won a couple times too? Like we want to help you to do that as well. So where are we at now, guys? Um, exactly what Tammy's saying. You're looking at this company in an interesting time frame. And think about when I say big company, that's really impressive. Throw in the chat, what's a huge company or brand that you're impressed by? What's something where you're like, wow, that's success? Just I'm curious. What would you throw in the chat below? What's something that comes to mind? Think about there's many brands that are out there, like an Apple, that might be one. Maybe somebody said Amway, Nike, Dr. Squatch. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Many types that are out there. Imagine any of these that are massive. And imagine you could have gone back in time, not in the very beginning when it was really dramatic and a pioneer everything, but what about right when they figured out the things that worked? And they're about to go on the biggest ride of their life. Who here would have loved to be an early investor in Apple? Imagine when Steve Jobs is on the scene. He rolls out the iPhone, for example, and you were an investor right before them. You know, Partner Co. in the last 3 years has proven out the concept. We had have a mission of powering health and prosperity around the world based on values like what Tammy's talking about. And we figured out the systems in place that are helping the average person make $500, $1,000, $2,000 in their first month, turn around and scale that and duplicate that, like what Tammy was talking about, and then be able to build something significant, a global business. We're in 50 countries, guys. So you can literally go anywhere around the world. Well, in 3 years, we've proven it out. And in 2025 alone, get this, around the world, there were 124,000 promotions in the company in 1 year. We hit number one in momentum last year out of all companies in 3 years' time. That was the first wave. And those that position themselves in the right place in the right time, they followed the systems, they did the work. Literally, families change for forever. Not long ago, I came out of a place of bankruptcy. We were struggling and we were thinking, how do we start a family? When Partner Co came out, we decided to give it a shot and went all in. And literally in a year, we 10x'd our income. We worked hard, we did all the things. It's not typical, but it transformed our life for forever. And so many of our teammates and so many of our family members around the world. But you know why I'm excited? And I share that because we've already seen history play out before. It's about to play out again. We're now the next opportunity gap where the next wave is about to start. I just got off a call. We were a couple hours of a call today, dialing in and piecing together the next big thing. And when we saw it, we're like, we've seen this movie before. It was already incredible, but we're now coming from experience. We're now coming from wisdom. We're now coming from learning all the things that were already amazing before with a 3-year-old company that's globally recognized, that has great reputation, that is on a path to a 100-year vision with amazing people, amazing systems, amazing products, an amazing community. And we're now looking for the next Tammys. We're looking for the next Frans. We're looking for the next use. So if that at all inspires you, if it connects with you, if you're like, I want to be in the right place at the right time, I'd highly encourage partner with us today, lock into our systems. Let's help you start to learn, grow, and build. Because the next phase of this chapter is gonna be crazy. I'll just leave it at that. All right. So to get started, very simple. It's a one-time lifetime $30 membership. You get wholesale pricing on the products, 30% off, and access all our systems and tools. From there, like Tami said, grab some of the products. At least get started with a starter pack. Experience some of them. These are some that are on the screen, a couple $100. Experience them yourself. Or if you're real serious, who here has goals in your life that you wanted to check off yesterday? Like you're like, I want to change my family. I want to go travel more. I want to pay off debt. I want to go help out my family. I want to go help out my kids. I want to settle down, whatever that it is, right? If you want to go fast, then you do want to get to this top paid position as soon as possible. You can start right away on that, or you can build yourself up to that. But success loves speed. Okay. So regardless of wherever you want to get started at, get back to whoever connected you with today. If you're somebody seeing this for the first time, send them a message right after this. Be like, hey, what do we do next? Or ask any of your questions. We'll meet you exactly where you're at. But I want to just really encourage and urge you. This type of a timing and an opportunity, I believe, can only happen a couple times in someone's lifetime. And at least for me, I'm just going to speak in my, we are running. We're going 1,000 miles per hour, and we'd love to go together with you and help you. But this company's going places, and we want to go along together. So if you want to be along in this ride, put a me in the comments below. Get back to whoever it is that connected here. Fran, thank you so much for your amazing encouragement. Maka, so proud of you, man. Tami, thank you so much. If you have any questions or anything we can help you with, let us know. And we can't wait to share what's about to happen. All right. Feel free to mute yourself. Have a great one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye,
Thank you,
everybody.
James.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tammy. It was great being with you last night.
Great job, guys.
You too.
Thank you.
Hi,
Great
Katie.
job.
Thanks, Katie.
Thanks,
Lucas,
everybody.
thank
That
you
was
for getting on the
great.
call,
Thank you,
Lucas.
Lucas.